Our brave Special Olympics Michigan athletes just competed in the state winter games up north in single-digit and sometimes sub-zero temperatures. They are indeed brave in the attempt, and they're showing up with a smile. So how can we support them? Take the plunge. It is Polar Plunge season, the biggest fundraiser for the organization, and this guy knows how impactful it can be. Welcome back to Rob Van Telecom. He is the owner of EverDry Waterproofing and the captain of the EverDry Plungers. Thanks so much for being back.
Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys have done so much for this organization. Talk about the history of EverDry and the Polar Plunge.
Well, we've been plunging. This is our 16th year of supporting Special Olympics. It started with a Special Olympics athlete. I ran into somebody from school, and her son was an athlete, and he saw me skydiving and said, "He's crazy, let's have him do it." So that's what started it, and we've grown and grown, and as of this point right now, we've raised about $225,000 for the cause.
Wow, that is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that support.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, once you started, it was all on that dare, you started, and then you just kept going. Why?
Yeah, well, the first plunge, I shook my head. I couldn't even believe I had, took the offer, the dare, but I did. And when I did it, we raised, a few $1,000s that year. And that was nothing compared to the looks on the athletes' faces when we did it. They were just so happy and proud that somebody was standing up for them. And I was sold that day and never looked back. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You go to a Special Olympics event, it's hard to not return.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about the vibe of the day and what it's like, because I think people don't really understand what kind of a party it really is.
Okay, well, it's obviously a big event. There's usually about 200 plungers in all.
Yeah.
They start at noon. This is going to be on February 14th this year, but they start at noon. They have a pre-bash get together. People get registered, turn in whatever fundraising they've done. They have several auctions up for bid, silent auctions, raffles, all kinds of things, and everybody just kind of congregates, has a good time, and then the plunge is at 2, and then right after that they have the after splash bash, where they do awards for who raised the most money, who best costumes, and everybody just gets dressed up, has a great time, get in a wacky costume, and jump in the nice ice cold water.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
And man, our weather is really cooperating, I guess, because that's the name of the game. People will give you money for doing this because it's not the most enjoyable experience unless you really love this stuff, right?
It's really not. You have to really have your heart in it to do it, but it's so rewarding. By the time you get out of the water, you're seeing the people around supporting you and the athletes and what it's for. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. And of course, this is presented by the Law Enforcement Torch Run. So many law enforcement personnel are there also plunging too.
Yes.
So not only do they advocate for our athletes, they show up, they volunteer, but they raise a ton of money too.
They raise a ton of money, and they raise a lot of items. I know some of the Law Enforcement Torch Run members are on the board or on the committee for this, and they really put everything they have into it. And it's just a great cause. And it's fun to watch them jump in the water as well, because they have some really good costume ideas.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, the costumes, the crazier, the better. They are so encouraged. We're watching some video from last year. There was Todd and I. We wore our unicorn onesies. There we are, dancing. Josh Berry, Elliot. So there we go, right? I've done this many, many times. It is so worth it. We do have a Fox 17 team, again, already registered, but talk to us about getting on there and how easy it is to form a team and show up.
It's very easy. If you go on to plungemi.org, it'll walk you right through everything. You can do a fundraising page if you like. If you raise $100, you get a sweatshirt, which is really cool with the logo and everything, so you have something to represent. And it's for such a great cause, because it's for 23,000 Special Olympics athletes throughout the state with certain abilities or disabilities, and it really gives them a sense of inclusion. And it's an amazing thing, and you won't walk away disappointed from it. And if you're too chicken to plunge, they have a shirt for that. You can go there, support the cause a little bit, get a Too Chicken to Plunge shirt, and watch the event, and it's amazing.
There you go. $20 will get you that shirt, that Too Chicken to Plunge, and then you can go and cheer on everyone else, because there are heaters, there's a tent, there's an indoor space at the Grand Rapids Plunge. So it doesn't have to be completely miserable for all involved. It is a lot of
Exactly.
fun. And again, it allows all of our Special Olympics Michigan athletes to compete, to participate, to do wellness programs completely free of charge. So thank you so much for all you do for the organization. We really appreciate you. This is coming up Valentine's Day at LMCU Ballpark. You saw that. There's the big plunge stir. It's basically a giant dumpster that you jump into. Super easy. Jump in, jump out. The check-in and pre-plunge party starts at noon. The plunging begins at 2. There are polar plunges all over the state, too. So if you can't make it to this one, there are other ones in Grand Rapids and beyond across West Michigan, Northern Lower, and even the UP. PolarPlungeMI.org to get registered.